everyone, welcome to my new video. Today we're going to be doing a thrift flip, which I'm very excited about. I'm wearing the shirt that I'm gonna be flipping. It's just a polo shirt. This is actually not thrifted because it's from my mom, but I've done this a few times before, and usually I like to thrift polo shirts. I also like to have them be a bit bigger, like this one is pretty small, but it's gonna work anyway. But yeah, like I said, I like to get like a polo shirt from the men's section or something. And what I'm gonna be doing is basically just cropping it, because I would never just wear a polo shirt like this personally. If you do, that's great, but it's just not something I like. But a cropped polo shirt, now that's a whole different story. If you just want to see the thrift flip, then you can skip to this time. That's when I'm gonna start. But I have a little story time, because this video has been a long time coming. A few weeks ago I thrifted a polo shirt and started filming, started cropping it. Then I realized it had kind of like these little stains in the armpits, like sweat stains or something, I don't know. And I was very grossed out by that, and I didn't really want to wear that. Then my mom had some like stain remover and put that on there and put it in the wash, and I was hoping it would kind of help. It did the exact opposite. It made it so much worse. I then wanted to make something else out of the shirt, so I cut it all up, but I didn't end up doing that. But here it is. It was this pink color, and this is the armpit, right? And it was all over. As soon as it got out of the wash, it wasn't only the armpits, it was like everywhere, and it was disgusting. I don't know why I even still have this, but I wanted to show that because and then I gave up and didn't do it, and I wanted to buy another shirt, but then my mom said she had one that I could use, so I'm gonna do it with this one. Also, do you like my little sign and my little flower? I just got this. I'm not really a plant person. I had some cacti a few years ago and they all died. Then I never really got anything else, but I feel like now I can take care of a plant. I'm confident. Bloomy! So I use a sewing machine for this. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could hand sew it, but that would take a lot longer and you would need to be very patient. But if you are, then props. I don't think I would have the patience to hand sew this, but yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just see where I want to crop it. I have these little clips that I like to use. I'll probably go around here, and then I'll just put a clip in there. Great. So I'm on my floor now. Ignore the mess behind me. Ooh, we have some double camera action going on. So I put this pin in there, or this clip, and so that's about where I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it a little lower, obviously, to have some seam allowance, but it also doesn't have to be that perfectly cut, because we're gonna sew it and then it'll look nice and clean. So I'm gonna take my fabric cutter here. You can just use fabric scissors. And now we're done! It's cropped! I'm just kidding, but you could be. I mean, if you don't have a sewing machine, this looks pretty smooth and you could just leave it like that if you like. But I want to sew. So now I'm putting in these clips all the way around, but I think I'm gonna do that when it's lying down too. But just for now, so that I can see the length, I think this is a good length. Okay, so I put in all the pins. How does it look? I think it looks good. Good enough. So now I'm gonna go to my sewing machine and sew it all up. I'm here with my lovely sewing machine. So excuse my fingernail, but I like to do this zigzag setting just because I think it looks cute. So that's what I'm doing. I have it here pretty much on the seam. There we go. You can't even really see the seam because it's pink, but I think it's really cute. Fun! So I sewed the seam and now I'm done. But that's just because this is like a pretty, it's not tight at all, but like compared to what I usually would do, it's a little tighter. And I wanted to show you what I would do now if it were to be like an XL shirt or whatever, which is what I normally would have got at the thrift shop. And what I like to do, if it's like a loose fitting shirt, is put some like darts in the back. So I'm gonna show you with the clips how I would do that, but I'm not gonna sew it. But if you wanna do that, you just sew it along that seam. So the way I do it is I just take two little spots somewhere. Obviously I would usually measure it out that it's kind of on the same height, but it also isn't that important if it's not. And maybe you could do that while you're wearing it too, so that you can see how tight you would like it. And then automatically it creates this little seam here, right? So the way I do it, I try like pulling it all tight so that the seam doesn't go along the entire back. So yeah, this looks kind of good. So I would put my little pins in here or my clips and create this little seam here, and then I would just sew all the way along here and have this little dart in the back. Here's one of my other shirts I did that with. As you can see, here are these two little darts, and you can also see they're not entirely symmetrical, like not at the same height and everything, but since it's the back, it isn't really that important. That's just if you want it to be a little tighter. And here's the inside of that seam. So it's just like a little triangle basically, a little dart. But as I said, I'm not going to do that with this shirt because I feel like I like the fit. So that's not necessary. But yeah, here's my finished cropped polo shirt. It took me like half an hour. I don't know, maybe longer, maybe shorter. I didn't look. But now I also have some of this excess fabric, and you could make whatever you like out of that. What I did with this shirt and another one that I made, I like cut the, whoa, it's getting dark. Sorry about the lighting change. But I cut like a piece of the fabric and sewed it together, and then I made like a little headband. Very cute. Maybe I'm gonna do that now too, or later. Wait. I'm so stupid. I made it twice as long as it has to be. What the heck? And this is like very thin. But basically you can just tie it up here. Tie it in the back. And you have a little headband. If you were to make a headband, I would definitely recommend making a thicker one. And also like not being as dumb as me. I don't know what I did here. Let's ignore this whole thing. Then I have a cute headband that matches my shirt. Love it. So that's it for my video, my very easy thrift flip. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope there's someone out there that might recreate this, I guess. If you do, then feel free to send me pictures on Instagram or something. I would love to see that. And if not, then don't. That's also okay. Yeah. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!